Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my absolute pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the 5th BFW Manufacturing Day. The idea of BFW Manufacturing Day was conceived 6 years ago with a larger purpose to celebrate the contributions of the manufacturing community by sharing mutual learnings. This is becoming more relevant today when, as a country, we are planning to move to a $5 trillion Atmanirbhar economy driven by manufacturing. I would like to thank the eminent panelists who agreed to share their wisdom with us. Mr. G. Parthiban, Mr. Vipin Sondhi, Mr. Kamal Bali, Mr. Prabir Jha, Mr. Rahul Mishra, and to add the icing on the cake, Mr. Steve Faber, who will join us from California in the evening today. Thank you all very much for being a part of this very important initiative.
Whether we like it or not, automation, robotics, technology, that is going to set in this country. You can't avoid it. For the simple reason, if you don't do that, you will not be competitive.
On the tech front, India has not only been known for innovation and has historically always sold itself on its low-cost software development and business process outsourcing. This, however, looks to be changing, with Indian companies increasingly moving up the value chain and building on our strength of frugal engineering innovation. If I might take the example of Ashok Leyland, we are proud to have developed the modular truck platform Avatar, designed to allow customers to custom order trucks to meet their specific applications. And these vehicles are built to world-class standards of emission, performance, quality, and reliability. But this could not have been done without the collaboration and support of our supplier partners and machine tool makers like BFW.
We don't have to use technology for the sake of technology. We don't have to use automation because it's a fad or it's a nice word. We have to use automation to improve productivity, to bring in safety measures. See, there are many processes which are unsafe for human beings. I think number one, those processes should always get automated.
So, at the end of the day, we are not talking about the past. We are not talking about today also. We are talking about future readiness. And that is the legacy you have to leave to your successors. People will not remember the task, etc. that you did. And therefore, a future is not built by just celebrating the past. You must be proud of your past, but you must not be a prisoner of your legacy. And therefore, future is not built by just celebrating the past. It is built in spite of the glory of the past. And it sounds a very simple line, but that to me is what leadership should be playing for in each organization. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what your title is, doesn't matter how long your tenure is. The question is, are you actually building a future beyond your past?
I think the adoption of Industry 4.0, which is a fairly broad term, but the whole digital adoption by some of the bigger companies is already going on in full steam, right? There are organizations like some of the largest public sector organizations like Indian Oil Corporation. Indian Oil Corporation, for example, today, you wouldn't expect, but they are running India's largest digital transformation program, which has been running for the last 3 years.
Do what you love in the service of people who love what you do. Do what you love in the service of people who love what you do. Doing what you love is the foundation for this whole thing, but it's not the whole story. If all I'm doing is what I love, and I don't really care about anybody else in the equation, then that's just taken to an extreme. That's just another way of saying narcissism, right? So I'm doing what I love, but I'm using that to serve you. That's the context. In the service of people is the context. It's the moral and ethical context. It's also the business context.
Thank you all very much for being a part of this very important initiative.